Hello again. This is Magdala with a Time for God. I hope your day is going beautifully this beautiful morning of June 2024. Today is the 28th day. We're still talking along the lines of keeping God's laws and His principles and the value. But there's something that caught my attention and I had to bring to your attention. And that is God has a heart. Think about it for a second. A lot of times we've been made to believe that God is a remote being that doesn't really pay attention. He doesn't care. But as you read the Bible, you find that He does. Like everyone with a heart, He feels pain. He feels regret. He feels joy. What does that mean? That means what you do can bring joy to God's heart, can sadden God, and could make Him regret. That's serious. That to me is really important. That trumps it all. To know that God is vested in what I do. And I can make Him smile. In Proverbs 27:11, He says, be wise and do it and make my heart, His heart, rejoice. So His heart can rejoice. In Genesis chapter 8, verse 21, it says that when God smelt the sweet aroma after the flood in Noah's day, when Noah came out of the ark, God said to come out. Noah built an altar to God. And God, when He smelt the sweet aroma, He said in His heart, He'll never destroy mankind with water again. The point? God has a heart. And what you do can bring joy to God's heart. And it can sadden Him. Yes. That's why He urges you to be wise. So that you don't bring sorrow to His heart, but you bring joy to His heart. Remember, we were not made in Satan's image. Satan is a part of the rebellion. But that's not who we are. We're made in God's image. So we have the ability to do things God's way. With God's help. Not on our own. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Why is it important to trust Him with all our hearts? All our heart. Because sometimes one part of you be saying you're wasting your time. And when you're waiting for something to happen and it just seems endless. And from a human perspective, sometimes the wait can be endless. Really endless. When you get to that part, your mind starts to tell you things. It starts to play games on you. People around you start to give you advice. Usually, their advice comes from a good place. But that's the kind of advice that Peter gave to Jesus that motivated Jesus to tell him, get behind me, Satan. Because Jesus could understand that the advice wasn't from Peter. It was from Satan. Peter didn't understand the magnitude of why Jesus Christ, needed to be steadfast. You too. You too. Me too. We can be wise and make God's heart rejoice. We can remember that we were made in God's image. We're not as weak as we think we are. For Psalms chapter 23 verse 1 says, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. When the Lord is your shepherd, you lack nothing. Why? Because Jesus says His sheep hears His voice and they follow Him. And He is the good shepherd. That's what the Bible tells us. So He's not going to lead us wrong. You can trust in God. You can start to take those steps, knowing, leaning on God, not on your understanding, and understanding that God will never fail you. This is Magdala with a time for God. Do have you a wonderful rest of the day, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.